Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the World of Wrestling podcast. Here today to discuss about TNA Impact April 9th, 2026 review, and there's only one word to describe this show. Boring! That's how you can describe this show. This show sucked more donkey dick than you can shake a stick. I couldn't stand sitting through this shit. Wow, it sounded like I'm rhyming here. Anyway, I thought this show sucked. This was a very, very piss poor fucking go home show to TNA Rebellion. The contract signing, that was good. It got my attention. The rest of the show, it sucked. Mustafa Ali, Trey Miguel segment, I thought that was pretty good. And the main event for the tag team titles in a tables match, which should have been on the pay-per-view, but I forgot that the system is also getting a title shot. So my question is this: why couldn't they have booked this as a triple threat ladder match for the tag team titles? Why did we have to do the system versus the Hardys and have the Hardys have to do a world tag team title defense on a regular go-home show going into a major pay-per-view when we could have gotten that? Honestly, the match that we got tonight was probably better than anything we're going to get from a standard tag team title match. So my attitude is this: if your whole attitude was to get Vincent and his tag team partner, I keep forgetting his name, Dutch, I think is who they call them. And I don't understand why they couldn't get Vincent and Dutch on the card to go after the tag team titles in a ladder match. It would have made a lot more sense. It would have been in the Hardys' realm of expertise, and it would have made the match a little bit more exciting. All we're getting is a standard championship matchup. Tonight we got a tables match. That's fucking ridiculous. You got your pay-per-view match on Impact for free. As long as you had the ability to either watch it on TNA Plus or watch it on AMC. Yeah, this was not a show I was clamoring over. I didn't think much of it. And honestly, I don't particularly care. I was actually kind of wondering maybe I should just not bother, but I told you guys I would continue to keep doing this unless the viewership was not matching the way my viewership of WWE and AEW's reviews were turning out. But the first episode turned out to be a real success. It got 89 views compared to the other videos I've been uploading recently, which have not been doing so hot. Seems like I kind of go in waves. One minute I'm getting a lot of viewership, the next minute I'm not. Now, granted, the viewership that I'm getting is nothing compared to a successful YouTuber, so please forgive me. But yeah, the show kickstarted with the introductions of Eddie Kingston and Mike Santana for the contract signing. So Eddie invites Santana to take a seat and says when they both first came to TNA Wrestling, they had similar paths. He says they both came into TNA Wrestling as tag team wrestlers, fighting for every scrap they could get. He says both himself and Santana fought week after week after week to get to the top of TNA Wrestling, but says their similarities end there because when things got difficult, Santana left while he stayed. He rattles off some of his professional wrestling accomplishments and then says he will become a TNA champion for a third time and when he beats Santana and signs the contract. He also says that he went to greener pastures. He made an Inner Circle reference, so on and so forth, which I thought was interesting. Santana takes off his sunglasses and tells Eddie he wants him to look him in his eyes. He says Eddie was right in saying that he left TNA Wrestling while Eddie stayed, but he went out into the world and found who he was. He says he eventually came back to TNA Wrestling, then says Eddie stayed in TNA Wrestling because he was comfortable and complacent. He says he came back to TNA Wrestling and turned down more money or opportunities to prove something before he signs his contract. Eddie brings up Santana's daughter, but Santana warns Eddie against bringing up his daughter's name before he reminds Eddie that his wife, Alicia Edwards, is left him for Moose to be his manager. So, yeah. Cedric Alexander looks to attack Santana from behind, but then Leon Slater comes in for the save. And then back from the break, we got Deanna Luna makes her way to the ring with a match against Jada Stone. Jada Stone, she's not bad in the ring. I thought this was okay. Dana Luna, she's not my cup of tea, honestly. I did not care for this match. But I thought that Jada Stone was pretty decent. And Jada Stone ended up picking up the victory. But, yeah, I didn't care for this match much at all. After the match, Alicia Steele clocks Stone from behind and rains down right hands on her. She spikes Stone while a pile driver and stands tall over her. We then head over to the injury report where we find out Tessa Blanchard and Matt Hardy are actually cleared, while Nick Nemeth and Jody Threat have been marked out for injuries. That's something I kind of like. Then we come back from a break. We head over to a video of a kid asking Elijah to visit his father's grave with him because he liked Elijah, and so did his father when his father was still alive, and asked him to kind of play music over his father's grave. And then Elijah agrees, but Frankie Kazarian hits Elijah with a rock and sends him crashing into a tree. Kazarian hands the kid a $20 bill, but the kid tells Kazarian that they agreed on $100, and he said, "Well, I lied. Tough luck for you, kid. Life's a bitch," sort of thing. I'm like, wait a second. You would have still gotten screwed on the money, but only $100? Bro, this guy's a wrestler. He's making decent money, at least $100K. You couldn't ask for $1,000 or something? I'd have been like, give me $1,000 or $3,000, man. I ain't doing this for chump change, man. Give me some moolah, baby. $100, man. You lucky $100 buys a whole fucking meal for you and a girl on a date. Gosh, $100. I can't believe that actually comes out of my mouth. I remember back in the day, my dad used to tell me he'd go ahead and get a loaf of bread for like 25 cents or something when he was a kid. Shit, fucking mad, man. Back in the 1950s and 60s, you could actually do shit like that. Today, you lucky you could go ahead and buy something without going fucking broke. I mean, my God, the world is fucked up. The wrestling shows, I'm not joking with you guys. This show is so fucking boring. I was looking at my phone majority of the time except for the main event. This show sucked, man. Really, it really fucking sucked. I mean, you want to talk about piss poor fucking production and effort. This was shit. This show fucking sucked an ass. I really did not care for this show. This was absolutely mind-numbing garbage. Why would any fucking guy walking through a graveyard go sing a song for a kid's father over his grave? And why would a kid only accept $100 from a professional wrestler who probably makes about $100K or so? Are you fucking kidding me? 100K is only a 1% of his checking account. Fuck that shit. I would want a lot more. Give me 1,000, motherfucker, or better. Or I ain't doing it. I ain't betraying some guy who just going to visit some family member who died. The fuck? Gotta get real with yourself, bro. Shit. But anyway, let's move on with this crap. Because this show fucking sucked, man. Anyway, back at ringside, we have Tareen Terrell make her way out to the ring. She looks pretty hoe-like in this clothing. She actually would have been very good for the hoe train with Godfather back in the day. I mean, she'd fit the bill real good. Terrell says she misses the fans and thanks TNA Wrestling for letting them hang out in her hometown. She says she's watched TNA Wrestling grow and express how proud she is, and then addresses the Elegance brand and tells Ash by Elegance she doesn't know what she's capable of and how much has sacrificed for the women's division. Oh, God. Yeah. The Elegance brand makes their way out as the personal concierge interrupts Terrell, and M by Elegance tells Terrell that she's disgusted by her, and Heather by Elegance says Terrell is being disrespectful by making fun of Ash as she's on a mental health break. I can imagine why she'd need mental help working for this fucking company. Which, by the way, TNA wrestlers can't wrestle AEW wrestlers. MJF had 2 matches he was already booked for on different indie promotions that was over the WrestleMania weekend. He was going to be facing Nick Nemeth for his AEW World title, and then he was also going to face Bear Bronson, who's also in GCW as well as TNA, and he can't face either one of those two, and he was looking forward to it, and he thought it was a crock of shit. TNA's excuse was that they were upset that AEW booked their fucking show on a Thursday night last week for Collision. Collision, folks. Fucking Collision. They're having a nervous breakdown over a Collision episode. Holy fucking shit. And not to mention, it was from 8 to 10 p.m., so that would mean they were only competing against each other for a whole hour. Like, that wasn't going to change much for either one of them, and Collision's not a very hot commodity anyway, so in all honesty, it's their night, it's their fucking night of the day. You should be able to beat them without question. Nobody's going to fucking care about Collision on a Thursday night. All those sickos who I'm going to admit, I have to admit this, WWE's sending me down a dark path, folks. WWE's sending me down a dark path. I'm getting down with the sickness. I am slowly but surely becoming an AEW sicko, okay? I'm going to openly admit that, because Matt 87 Eagle, we've talked on the phone several times, and brother, you're right. I'm becoming a little bit of a sicko. You want to know why? Because WWE is making me so sick, it makes me want to get down with the AEW sickness, alright? Okay, so let's get real. AEW is a better show. Are they the best wrestling promotion in the world? No. Do they provide the best wrestling content? No, because there's other wrestling content back in the day that would destroy each and every one of these wrestling promotions. Wrestling today has no creativity, no intrigue, no anything. They are just fucking bland as shit. But if you can get some crumbs, you can get something out of someone, you take it. And you appreciate it, because these fuckers are taking the love of pro wrestling and fucking killing it. This show is a prime example of that. So, TNA, they're doing a fantastic job here tonight. They really made me love wrestling. I was missing a boxing event that I made a bet on, and I pretty much said, nah, I'm going to watch wrestling tonight with TNA and see if they can provide me 2 weeks in a row of decent programming. And instead, I got a load of shit in the middle of the ring. Metaphorically speaking, that is. Where did I left off? Yes, she's on a mental health break, and the personal concierge directs Terrell and the fans to look at the Jumbotron, where we see ODB, one dirty bitch, and Mickie James laid out backstage. Very interesting. Em and Heather attack Terrell, but security makes their way out. Heather levels one of the guards, and Mr. Elegance takes out the second one, and Em levels the third guard with a right hand. Mr. Elegance lands a body slam on Terrell, and Em then holds Terrell in place for Heather to fly off the ropes and take out Terrell. Wow, what impressive shit. Anyway, back from the commercial break, we then head backstage to a verbal confrontation between Santino Marella and Ariana Grace, and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Oh, God. Marella and Stacks brawl with one another, but Stacks and Grace retreat into the women's locker room. Wow, that's not inappropriate at all, having a man in a woman's locker room full of other women that are probably changing or would like their own privacy while they're kind of, preparing for their match that they're going to be having in the show. What a load of fucking shit. Anyway, Indy Hartwell clears it for Marella, and Marella follows them in there to brawl with Stacks. Oh, God. Back, they come out, and Indy Hartwell is wearing, I think, Ariana Grace's glasses, and Santino Marella looks at her and goes, you're one tough broad. And she goes, thanks. Here's that sock you like, the snake sock. Why don't you put it on and go attack them some more? He said, no. I only save that for important moments. So this is not it. I have to wait. Oh my God. I honestly can't believe he carried that fucking gimmick from WWE into TNA. You'd think he would have just let that die down and be forgotten about, but obviously that's not the case. Oh, God. Anyway, back at ringside, we have Frankie Kazarian have a one-on-one match with BDE. I have no idea who fucking BDE is, but he was backstage last week, which prompted this match, and they had a little verbal confrontation with one another, and that's why this match was booked. So the bell rings, and Kazarian ends up winning this match rather quickly. And after the match was over, Ryan Nemeth slides into the ring, fires off stomps on BDE. The lights go out, and Elijah appears behind Kazarian. He chokes him out with a bandana and chases Kazarian to the back. Oh, God. Alright, anyway, back from the break, we have Eliana Black have a one-on-one match with Myla Grace. Do I really care? Absolutely not. I don't give a flying fuck. And Black ends up winning the match. Oh my, how interesting. Anyway, we move on backstage where Dara Ray informs Santino Marella that he's been suspended indefinitely. Indy Hartwell tries to defend Marella but accidentally touches Ray, and Ray suspends Hartwell indefinitely as well and kicks them both out of her office, smiling as they leave. Basically, her having complete and utter power over TNA, which is what her end goal is. Hence why she has a thing going on about him possibly being removed from the board as the commissioner for TNA, and so she gets all that power to herself. So it's basically a power struggle storyline they're trying to tell here. Anyway, we get back to ringside. We got Jaya Miller introduces Ricky Sosa, and he makes his way out. Miller looks to speak with Sosa about what it means to him to be the official member of a TNA roster, but Eric Young interrupts that and tells Sosa that he sees a pretender and a wannabe. Sosa tells Young that they can fight right now, prompting Young to clock Sosa from behind and send his head bouncing off the ring apron. He continues to beat him down in the ring and stands tall over him while he has his foot pressed on his chest and poses for the crowd for them to boo upon him. We then get Father James Mitchell inform Tessa Blanchard that they're in the undead realm. Oh my God. This shit fucking it felt like it went on for 10 whole minutes. I couldn't fucking stand. This shit was fucking, this was like straight out of a terrible horror movie. One that doesn't scare you, but just makes you want to fucking turn it because it's so bad. We see Myra Sade and Rosemary walking around in a hallway, and Rosemary summons Allie. Yes, they actually show she was literally killed on national television during an Impact show back in the day, like 7 years ago. I think that's like 2018, 2019 is when they did this. So yes, they summoned summoned her back from the dead. This is so fucking dumb. Mila Moore and Victoria Crawford are seen wandering another part of the undead realm, but Jessica Havoc kidnaps Moore, and Mitchell and Rosemary are then talking to Abyss. Got Abyss on a TNA show. He's a fucking producer for WWE, and they got this fucking limptard walking around in TNA during a fucking undead realm sequence. Wow. I'll tell you, man. These people are fucking degenerates, man. And why would I say they're degenerates? I'm saying that because they won't allow a TNA wrestler to wrestle against an AEW wrestler at a fucking indie show that more than likely no one will be watching. Nobody will care. The only people that are going to see it are majority of the people that are actually, well, all of them, the people that are actually showing up for the shows in person are the ones that really watch the event taking place. People watching it at home, not so much. I don't think that tons of people are going out of their way to watch this stuff. That's just my own opinion. If you're a hardcore wrestling fan, yeah, I can imagine you got Triller TV Plus, and you're using that to stream all kinds of other wrestling promotions. If you're fucking fed up of the WWE, and if you're not really getting down with the sickness, then you're sick of AEW as well, and especially with TNA. I mean, I'm really dumbfounded. This is your fucking go-home show. You got this kind of shit going on. Like, what the fuck? This felt like a regular, ordinary show. It didn't feel like a go-home show. Outside that contract signing for the world title. Everything else felt like a fucking joke. So then we hear from Order 4 and Mustafa Ali. John Schuyler tells the fans to applaud their new TNA International Champion, Mustafa Ali. And Ali says he wants to address one man rather than the fans, Trey Miguel. Miguel then makes his way to the ring, and Ali says he has no issue with Miguel, and says TNA wrestling fans love what he coined a second chance champion. He says that TNA cheers for those who have a second chance, then says he doesn't need a second chance, and says he hasn't had substance abuse issues or as much as a parking ticket. He says he'll be a champion in TNA wrestling because he's too good for TNA, but Miguel says he is, wait, hold on. But, okay, because he's too good for TNA, but Miguel says he's a champion because Ali is a scumbag and a coward. Oh my. A scumbag and a coward, guys. Did you hear that? Wow, that really got there right to my heart, man. I felt it. It really hurt me to death, man. That was a real shot right there, man. Get the fuck out. You're a scumbag and a coward. Ooh, wow. Like, who fucking cares? He says he needed second chances, and TNA welcomed him back with open arms. And by the way, Trey Miguel didn't have substance. At least I don't know that, but from what I've seen, the reason why he needed a second chance is because he lost his job with AEW because they're assholes. It was from above, they claim. Get the fuck out of here. All these fucking wrestling promotions are all the same. They're fucking cutthroat scumbags. Get the fuck out of here. It's fucking bullshit. So anyway, Ali tells Miguel that he has a family in order for, unlike Miguel's family, who isn't in TNA anymore. And then Miguel says the Rascals are still his brothers. Ali goes ahead and gives that motion, the little hand thing that when they press their hand up against their chin and they wiggle their fingers around, and he does that, mimicking the Rascals. And saying, your brothers aren't here no more. They're in another promotion, buddy. Which is true. And they ain't doing much of anything. So, bro, they saved you a whole lot of heartache. You want to know what they saved you? They saved you the trouble of not being on television. They would have kept you off television, my friend. You wouldn't be holding no fucking title. You wouldn't even be important on a pay-per-view show that people are paying for to go watch. So you made the right move staying in TNA, even though TNA ain't paying you the way AEW would pay you. Now, if that's all you cared about, well, brother, then yeah, you got fucked. Straight up, man. Anyway. So he says that the Rascals are still his brothers, though, and says he has the TNA International Championship, while Ali simply has a family and has nothing. Oh, wow. Ali tells Tasha Steele, Skylar, Jason, Hotch, and Special Agent Zero. Oh, yeah, he's special, all right. Retardo. Not to get involved in matters as he tells them to leave the ring. Miguel trips Ali and rains down right hands and left hands on him. But Hotch, Skylar, and Agent Zero come in to aid Ali. So obviously there was no doubt about it. They were going to get involved even though he promised they wouldn't. So that was a load of shit. Moose comes out, saves the day. You know, Moose. He looks like he's fucking... He looks like a semi-truck driver, and he's pressing on the horn to... Yeah, he thinks he's Diesel. Only one problem. He ain't. Diesel had too much character, and he was just fucking cool as shit. Big Daddy Cool, man. Kevin Nash, you were the fucking shit back in the day. I gotta admit that. Too bad your career in WCW sucked. I thought your Diesel character rocked. Your Kevin Nash gimmick from WCW, I mean, you're a tag team specialist and all that, but you know, you were a top dog in WWF back in the day when you were Diesel. You were holding the WWF World Title. See, you weren't playing second fiddle behind the real American Hulk Hogan. God bless Hulk Hogan. Hope he's in heaven. Hope that all the negative shit that he said before that people caught him on video saying he actually repented from that and moved past that and improved himself and realized the things he was saying was wrong and he should have never said them in the first place. And not to mention a whole lot of other things he did. Because, you know, I truly miss Hulk Hogan. I think he is the cornerstone of professional wrestling. Without Hulk Hogan, I don't think wrestling would have been as popular as it is today. And he was definitely the cornerstone, and a lot of other people have helped build this into a juggernaut of a thing for people like myself. And, you know, Without Hogan, we wouldn't have what we got, and that's one thing that I can appreciate. I just really would like these guys that get involved in this business be good people and actually give a shit. I hate what I read today. Hulk Hogan. Triple H is fucking over Vince McMahon. How can you do that? I mean, like, yes, Vince McMahon's, I will admit, Vince McMahon's a scumbag for what he was doing in his own free time. But come on, man. You're looking to fucking screw your father-in-law over? The guy helped you get where you are. You were accepted into his family marrying his daughter. He could have said, no, I don't want this going on in my family. Fuck off. You're a wrestler. I don't want my daughter dating a wrestler. He could have said shit like that. That might have made things build more tension in his family. But at least he would have gotten the idea that Vince don't like you dating his daughter, and he could have not welcomed you into the family. And it would have created a lot of marital problems, I think, personally, especially with Stephanie probably wanting to earn the right to have the remains of what her father would leave her. So, I mean, he may not leave her the company, obviously, but he would have left her something, I'm certain. But yeah, I think what Triple H did in those text messages with Nick Khan, which I don't know why Nick Khan's end was deleted from him. Kind of interesting why that was not there. But he wanted Vince McMahon out. And I can understand his frustration, but why not be a man and go straight to him? Shane had a lot more care and consideration towards his dad because he wanted to earn the right to be the owner of WWE once his dad was done with being in the pro wrestling business. And apparently from the Netflix documentary of Vince McMahon, he came out and stated during the segment of the documentary that his son was trying to give him some ideas about the show and wanted to earn some stripes and be able to call some plays into the story so that he could kind of test and see if he's good at doing this. And Vince didn't want to hear none of his fucking ideas. And he said, if you want to go ahead and do what I do for a living, he pulled out a butcher's knife and looked at him and says, stab me in the fucking chest, because that's the only way you're going to get this. And his son looked at him, Shane looked at him like, what? He goes, see, that's the reason why you're never going to get this company, because you ain't got that killer instinct. I'm listening to this conversation and this story that Shane's giving off, and I'm like, what? Now, Triple H, given the opportunity, I'm sure he'd stab fucking Vince McMahon right in the damn back, literally. Forget about being metaphorical by being a backstabbing little dick, by, figuring out ways to just shoot his father out of the fucking line of work. I mean, yeah, Triple H has done some good stuff with NXT, but bro, I mean, come on, wait your damn turn. The guy got you where you are. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't even be here. But he also stated Nick Khan was the reason why he's still here. He'd have been gone a long time ago. And I'm sure I know why. It's Vince McMahon's booking decisions. He didn't like the way things were going. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, Trips, but you're kind of going down that same exact path you didn't like Vince going down with creative. And if I have to say, it kind of makes me question which one's worse. It's kind of a flip of the coin, honestly. If you were to do the odds, I think it would be -10 and -10 for both. So, I mean, honestly, you're kind of neck and neck with your dear old daddy. Okay? So, I'll be honest with you, bro. If you want us to say differently, if you want me to at least say differently, hey, you know what? I can understand why you would want to do it. You're doing it better than he is and all that shit, but bro, you ain't doing it better than him at all. You're neck and neck with him being terrible booker. You're shit. Fucking Tony Khan could barely do shit nothing for me last night. I heard JD from New York 206's review and he said it was boring as hell and terrible. And you know what? I could deal with AEW's Dynamite over this fucking shitty program we've been getting from WWE since last year after WrestleMania. This shit sucks with WWE. TNA tonight sucked. Absolutely fucking terrible. So, anyway, all that breaks down with Moose. He makes the save. He helps Trey Miguel and all that. And that's basically all there is there. Then we get to the main event, the Hardys versus the Righteous, in a tables match for the TNA World Tag Team titles. They retain the tag team titles, the Hardys. And again, I say this was a more of a pay-per-view match. Why this was not a pay-per-view match is beyond me, or at least a triple threat with the system included in a ladder match, I don't know. But anyway, after the match was over, Dutch blindsides Jeff from behind, sends him crashing through the table that has been set up in the corner, and he retreats up the entrance ramp as the show goes off the air. And that's the end of this fucking terrible show. My God, man. Fucking 2 hours of this shit. I don't even think I could do one, honestly, and say it was a good show. This show sucked. I mean, there was a couple, like 3 good segments. 3. That's it. Nothing else. This show fucking sucked, man. I guess maybe you could say it's a success because you got 3 good segments out of it. Whatever, man. Like, who gives a shit? These fucking wrestling promotions, they're all the same. They're all fucking trash. Anyway, guys, you go ahead, hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the let me repeat that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.